Education. What's that? Education gives us opportunities. It helps us form our view of the world. It shapes us into who we are today. It's hard work, but it gives us understanding and knowledge.
I know this because I was blessed enough to have the majority of my teachers who cared, included and valued me as an individual when I was travelling through my high school journey. To me, education is important because that's what's brought me this far. It's encouraged me to strive for who I want to be and help others along their journey.
So as a pre-service teacher, I have formed a student-centered pedagogy. Like the educational philosopher Nell Noddings, I want to care for my students and construct my teaching for them, adapting the curriculum to make it most enjoyable and constructive as possible. I will endeavour to include all students and celebrate every individual. I know that when I'm sitting in a classroom and don't feel included or celebrated, I begin to lose focus and interest. So if I can create an environment where students are the centre, I know students will become knowledgeable and confident in the curriculum. Relationships are important when it comes to feeling valued and supported. A strong teacher-student relationship is critical when developing a student's desire to be valued. I share similar beliefs with Noddings in the way that she uses her personal experiences with students so they can form a level of trust, because ultimately students will work harder for someone they trust. I also agree with beliefs of educational philosopher Paulo Freire, who believes the solution is not to integrate them into the structure of oppression, but to transform that structure so they can become beings for themselves. I believe this is an effective way to ensure all individuals are included. We can transform the curriculum so students can become beings for themselves. This supports my student-centered pedagogy. In order to create an inclusive environment, we need to pull down barriers that come in the way of students becoming an individual. Barriers like gender, socioeconomics, ethnicity, race, and culture. I recognise that society is heterogeneous. We aren't the same. In my classroom, I will strive to make sure it has social justice, where I can be fair and just to create a welcoming environment for all students. Catering for diverse students is a priority that I have as a pre-service teacher. No student should be excluded. I will endeavour to care and cater for each student specifically for their needs and desires. I will make my classroom a safe and encouraging environment where students are the centre. No child can be left out. In my classroom, I will ensure that I reject any form of tokenism, racism, stereotypes and mythical norms. I aspire to create a classroom where no matter what you walk into the classroom with behind your shoulders, you will be respected and catered for. This relates back to Noddings' philosophy, where she encourages students and teachers to gain a level of trust to ensure the students are not afraid of what they bring in their virtual backpack. Parker J. Palmer also helped me form my philosophy. I particularly like one of his 6 paradoxes. In the 4th paradox, he believes that in the classroom there must be ample room for the little stories of individuals, stories of personal experience in which the student's inner teacher is at work. School-home relationships is a relationship that impacts the student and is either negative or positive. I want to strive to ensure students' personal lives will be allowed in the classroom. If they have a story to tell or troubles they need to share, I would happily cater for my diverse students. I will endeavour to encourage the students' families to participate and get involved with the classroom environment. To do this, I will ensure I keep a regular communication with the parents or guardians and informing them of the decisions and ideas that I implement in the classroom. Keeping home a part of the classroom creates an environment that is safe and comfortable for the students.
Through forming my own philosophy of education, I believe that Noddings has strongly guided me to form my own views. But with the views of Freire and Palmer, I believe I have come to my own educational philosophy as a pre-service teacher. To care for a student brings them joy, but to include and celebrate their individual self and stories shapes the student into who they can truly be.